like and subscribe. Now, what is something a lot of people find attractive that is actually a turn off for you? Big penises, largely because I'm a straight man. That is a valid answer. All the comments combined sound like the cast of Love Island. Cosmetics and plastic surgeries are much more common than we think. I knew a coworker who had a smile on his face every single day. Even when he was kind of irritated, his mouth would just sit in a smile. I was like, I wish I could do that. Then I found out he just had cheek implants to raise his cheeks and I felt dumb. Yep. People get pissy when I suggest Paul Rudd has had work done. Guy has had more Botox, chemical peels and treatments than can be counted to stay looking like he does. He just has his done well, done in small increments so no sudden changes and done often so he stays looking fresh. I would suggest at a high enough disposable income point and up it would be hard to find a man or woman who hasn't had some work done. Even if it's just an injectable, something to make their hair grow, eyebrows shaped. I think most people below that income point don't understand just what is available. I can hear it. OMG. I'm Chloe, I'm 22. I'm from a CEX. And I'm an influencer. My friends would say I'm a bit random. But I think I'm the life of the party. A lot of these are things the majority of people find unattractive. That's why you gotta sort by controversial. This is the best advice I read in Reddit. True. Like how is a bad fake tan at over 1k upvotes? Who likes bad fake tans? Lap dances. 1 or 2 past girlfriends took it upon themselves to give me a lap dance, and it just feels silly and awkward being on the receiving end. My wife and I feel this way about role playing of any sort. We just end up getting the giggles. Feels silly and awkward. I totally felt that even though I've never experienced it. Baby talk, or whatever you want to call it, makes me cringe. Talk like an adult. When someone displays their wealth frequently with luxury handbags or clothes or cars etc. As a car enthusiast I feel some type of way about this. That being said, my cars attract way more dudes than women anyways. I think the difference is that you are showing off your interests instead of your money. It is pretty easy to figure out who is showing off their money vs their interest in cars once you talk to them. From a distance obviously it sort of blends together. Implants that give the diaper butt look. I mean, I like a nice round booty like anyone else, but these diaper ass look horrendous. Woman, what will this surgery make my butt look like? Doctor, depends. Dudes who always play their acoustic guitar and sing. Once in a while is fine but not all the time. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. A guy once serenaded me on a beach with his acoustic guitar, singing Sexual Healing. I couldn't figure out if it was a dare or he genuinely thought it was a good idea. Super awkward. A guy once serenaded me on a beach with his acoustic guitar, singing Sexual Healing. I was faced and sang this to my now wife in front of my now father-in-law at a Canada Day event. I still get triggered by the cringe. My ex-girlfriend asked me to stop constantly singing Wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one who saves them though. When a dude licks his lips or teeth like a ref boy thug, I'm sorry, if you see me licking my lips, it's probably random. Just gotta do that sometimes. Any level of machismo or physical aggression in men. I do not want you to get mad in my defense over little things. I also do not want to see you punch a wall in your age. I will actually end up worrying that you are going to pick a dumb fight or break something over a stupid thing. Your age makes me nervous even if it's not directed at me. It's not a turn on. Like sure, if someone is actually trying to hurt me or creep on me, I don't mind a guy stepping in to help. But it should be a last resort. I much prefer a man who wants to just leave or de-escalate a situation as calmly as possible. Yes, on my first date with my now boyfriend, we were in a drive-thru to get drinks and these crackheads in front of us got out and started yelling saying we were staring at them. We weren't. And instead of getting all aggressive back, my BF calmly told them to just get back in their car and completely de-escalated the situation. I told him months later that the situation was something that made me like him even more, and really showed his character. He was shocked. He thought I would have wanted him to fight them or something, but he doesn't like to fight unless it's totally necessary. Men with large chins, IDKY, but I tend to find them unattractive. The Habsburgs are sad. Giga Chad would like a word with you. Giga Chad doesn't care. I guess the hands of AJ Hawk isn't the only thing that grosses you out then. Muppet lashes. Enjoy. Most fascinating thing. I was mocked in school for having extremely long, thick lashes. Spider eye they would call me. Now they're running to salons trying to get that very thing done for a lot of money. I once had a dude in a club try to rip off my fake lashes. He was so pissed at fake everything. He felt he needed to teach me a lesson. He made my lid pop off my eye socket with an audible smack. I am a 6 feet 4 inches 250 pound bald man, but I too was gifted with spectacular, long and full eyelashes. My wife and I have a boy and a girl, and both of them inherited my lashes. My wife frequently expresses her jealousy, literally how I feel about having big lips. I got mocked by everyone growing up and was called fat lip by so many. And now all those same people who mocked me are now pumping themselves full of filler to have what I got naturally. Really funny how the tables turn, hey? Possessiveness. Talk to my woman, man. You'll have me to mess with is so unattractive. Me feels like the person sees their partner as an object in their life that they need to defend, not a full human who they can trust. I barely have enough energy to keep track of myself. My partner can do what they want, and if they end up cheating, that's good to know and not something I would have been able to prevent. Anyway, the person they cheat with is not to blame. Ain't nobody else signed on to make this relationship work except me and my partner. Designer clothes with very obvious brand logos plastered on everything they wear. True designer clothes that aren't the top brands actually don't have this at all most of the time. Yes, a lot of people don't know this. True designer clothes look very simple but have great quality. No need to plaster the logo everywhere. I never understood why people kill for those Louis Vuitton handbags. It's a damn piece of brown leather with the same logo just slapped around it and they look horrible. The whole barely legal thing or fetishization of young women. I'm an adult. Teenagers don't appeal to me personally. I've reached that side of my 20s where anyone below like 25 feels too young for me. It's weird. I want someone with life experience, you know? High-pitched baby-like voice. It's interesting how men can have strong preferences for high voices or low voices. I have a pretty low voice for a woman, and my college boyfriend, who in retrospect was kind of an a-hole, used to tell me how he wished my voice was higher because it would be more feminine. Then the next guy I dated absolutely loved the fact that I had a low voice and said that really high voices were a turn off for him. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but the first guy who liked high voices tended to be attracted to younger women. Not literal children as far as I knew, but 18-19-year-olds, while the second guy tended to be attracted to older women. Not like elderly women, just somewhat older than him. I have a low voice too, and I've always been super insecure about it. I grew up with a girl who had a natural baby voice. She hated it cause no one ever took her seriously. Jessica from Love is Blind has entered the chat. She only used it when talking with the men. My wife and I just finished that show, and now I feel dirty. Jessica changing her voice just for the men most of the time was the weirdest apparently it's a thing, but doesn't make it any less weird. That, and she always looked like she was about to throw up. When guys show how much money they have, expensive cars, clothes, jewelry, carrying a lot of cash, hustle culture. I just don't like people who are so obsessed with wealth and money and showing it off. Well, in that case, I'm just the guy you're looking for. They spend it all and have next to no savings. Women do this as well. I know few people that make well into 6 figures and have the debt to match it. Girls who act stupid in order to be perceived as damsels in distress. It's very unattractive to me, especially if I know the girl is smart and competent to take care of herself. Smart, competent, confident women are 10/10. Pretending to be stupid when you are not. It's not cute. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't have to pretend. Dude, you're joking, but holy sh, I will take a legit moron over someone pretending any day. I remember the manager at my old job was complaining to one of the girls I worked with that he hated it when girls act stupid, accused her of doing it, and told her to knock it off. She replied, "Oh my god, what? This isn't an act." I was inclined to believe her. OMG. I can picture my cousin and her oldest daughter. They are actually just airheads. I love them though. At least they have it in them to laugh at themselves when we bust out laughing at something dumb they said. Me at the Kmart I worked at for like 3 weeks. I'm not dumb. I just really don't care. A sentiment likely shared by every teenager that had ever worked in a Kmart. That is hysterical. Poor girl was probably just trying her best. People actually do that? I've only ever seen that in the movies lol. I had an ex who was completely normal when we were around friends, then would act like a ditz when she came over. Tried to convince her to stop. Making marijuana your whole personality. Women that are deliberately rude and bad energy, but like the negative type of energy. Men or women who use the line "I'm not afraid to speak my mind," or "I'm opinionated." You're not a bold, confident person, you're an a-hole. Plenty of stuff I don't say in my head because it's inappropriate or mean. Tact. Most people don't want to hear the blunt truth. Tact is the skill of telling people what they need to hear so that they eventually end up understanding the truth without being slapped in the face by it. Being not afraid to speak my mind is a lack of having tact. It's not a good thing. It's a sign of poor impulse control and a huge turn off. Yeah, there's a big portion of people on social media who post like this but aren't really like that, then others who embed the personality and are just insufferable to be around while claiming some sort of empowerment to any criticism. Guys posing in front of cars. Instant turn off in dating profiles whenever I see one. Once I was sitting in my mom's car playing Minecraft at the very back of the car while she was picking up my dad, and a bunch of teenage boys came up to the car and I thought they were about to steal the car. But nah, they just started taking pics, and at one point one guy was holding a door like he was about to get in and drive. After their photo shoot they just left. I'll never understand why people do these things. Man. Miss opportunity for a little fun embarrassment. I wouldn't have been able to resist. Men acting super cocky or tough. Like that macho energy. Always hated it and I never understood the appeal. So many men don't understand the difference between cocky and confident. It's so annoying. This is the first thing I thought, and the difference between the two is oh so subtle but oh so important. Permanent marker eyebrows. Yeah, use washable Crayola like a normal person. Super muscular guys. I just have never gotten the appeal. You can be strong without looking like a bodybuilder. Most drug-free bodybuilders actually don't look super huge until the shirt comes off. I don't have a problem with people using them, but drugs have really skewed people's perspectives of what drug-free bodybuilding looks like, especially because it's way more common than people think. There'd be very few people on TV or in the movies who haven't used performance-enhancing drugs to achieve their bodies, but in interviews it's always just diet and exercise and a really good PT. They always leave out what's really going on, so everyone works so hard towards these borderline impossible to get and maintain bodies with an unhealthy fervor. People think Arnold was natural. The bad boy thing. I don't get it. Why do people think a troublemaker is sexy? It somehow ties into the social media love for felons, which is also gross. I read somewhere that women don't actually like criminals, but those who are willing to break the rules in fun ways that are ultimately benign. It's more about the carefree, energetic, and exciting attitude than the breaking the law. Some people also have a hero complex and want to take on the role of the redeemer in their own little fantasy. I think a lot of people find this quality attractive. Rules and social mores are often silly and adherence to them for the purpose of adherence is boring. Going skinny dipping or jumping a fence to stargaze or whatever is different than holding up a gas station. Most people don't want to date a criminal, just a rogue. Yeah, anyone who disrespects me or people around me is an a-hole, not sexy in any way. Knew a girl who has a thing for bad guys. Finally went on a date with a well-known awful guy. Texted me 30 minutes into their first date. Can you come get me from? Dude suggested that city as their first date. She's like a bit far but okay. Dude was doing 120 mph plus to get there and ditched her when they got there because she was crying. Go figure. Speed limit along that highway is between 30 and 70 miles per hour. Public proposals. Take me to Cringe Town. What would you even do if you didn't want to marry them? It's a pretty bad situation to be in. If you don't already know what the answer will be, you're doing it wrong. People who think virgins are the ultimate lay make no sense to me. I guess those people are either controlling, paranoid, or jealous, or some combination thereof. SNL did a skit with Jack Black where he was an ogre and a town offers up a virgin to him to be sacrificed. Jack Black's character eventually asks for a slutty, older woman instead. Gore Kenlet, maybe we can strike a little bargain here. Sir Parish, I might be willing to listen to something. Gorkenlet, I'll let you live, and you can take the virgin with you. But you have to bring me back a slutty girl. Sir Parish, confused and outraged, what? Gorkenlet, you know, like a bored housewife who's kind of hot and feels neglected by her husband. Sir Parish, but you don't want a virgin? Gorkenlet, I'll be honest with you. Buddy, on paper, a virgin sounds great, but in reality, not that good. Sir Parish, but I thought even a monster would desire someone who was pure. Gorkenlet, I'm just looking for a woman who knows what she's doing. Men with expensive cars or act like a-holes, the whole alpha male thing, and say they are. Real alpha males don't say they are. Have tons of money. Not for me. Toxic positivity, that's a hard no from me. There's clearly something wrong with you if you don't know how to have a full range of emotions. Especially in today's dystopian nightmare. There's something to look out for if I only see someone happy, like when will you break? And will it be normal? The way some girls try to get perfect eyebrows. Yeah, I get no one likes a monobrow even on guys, but a girl I know looks like she's 2 Nike logos and it's all I can see. I'm bad for not looking people in the eye, but with her I must look real attentive. Edit. Thank you for all the upvotes. My friend thought he was clever for getting 1k likes on Facebook. I've kicked his A. If I notice anybody's eyebrows, it's because something is up with them. This happens every generation. It's like someone decides women's eyebrows need to look a certain way and you wind up with 10 years of eyebrows looking exactly that way. Super thin, sharpie, perfect half circles. At least this generation's brows don't involve killing the follicles. Yes, that trend of shaving or plugging out your eyebrows and tattooing one in was the worst. I had a dude on a dating app one time accuse me of being trans because my brows weren't on point. To clarify, I wax the underneath and the middle but leave the top alone. I was speechless that the two are apparently correlated. Excuse me, I have never met a trans woman whose eyebrows weren't on point. I used to work in a retail location, and we had a repeat customer who came in weekly. I don't know what she did to her eyebrows, but she paired some plucking with drawing them back in a clearly different color. I don't think she had a steady hand because she always had a little bit of the Rock giving the people's eyebrow thing going on. I told my friend she drew her eyebrows on too high. She looked surprised. That is going into my very small reservoir of clean jokes. I told my friend she drew her eyebrows on too high. She looked surprised. Jimmy Carr. Them big A fake lips. A lips hum. Sexy talk. Makes me so uncomfortable. Like. Big time. Aha, you hate that don't you? Lmao. I was not expecting the hate part. Obligatory. Long nails. And tapping on the phone screen, which sounds like herd of horses. These weird long fingernails to glue on. Big no for me. Lip injections on women. Somehow it makes them look like Homer Simpson. Does more above the upper lip than making actual fuller lips. I remember kissing a girl with lip injections and it just felt weird. Felt like I was kissing two boners. It'll takes more soft lips over big and hard lips any day. Lol, banner lips. Looks like they lost a fight 3 days ago. Bill Burr. The huge gigantic A craze. Resembling a Kardashian in any way. A big dick. It's intimidating and all I can think is ow. I have great news. And I have excellent news. Yup, the last thing I want out of sex is a prick to the liver. Not to mention half of them don't even know how to use it properly because they think having a big dick automatically gives them sex god status without any effort. UHH. My friend wants to know, how do you use it? What else can you do but slide in and out and changing up the tempo a bit? My friend has no clue at all. Please help him. My friend Richard doesn't appreciate you making fun of his weight. Being in the military, I truly appreciate the service, but I'm not someone who could handle the stress of being away from my partner for significant amounts of time. Constantly. I'd f when this became a thing. But in the past few years, a lot of these chicks moan in a high-pitched anime voice that sounds nothing close to their actual voice. It's not cute. It's effing cringe. Stop it. Stop exaggerating it. 2. If you moan like it, that's cool. But don't make it apparently obvious that you're just screaming OOOHHHFYEAHH harder like you think it's actually sexy. It's not. I did this when I first started having sex. 15-16 yo. And this guy told me shut up in the middle of having sex lol. It was good advice. Playing hard to get. If I have to work that hard to get you, You are either not interested enough, being deliberately awkward, or you like to control people. Those who play hard to get soon become difficult to want. Also, if you're a halfway decent person, no should always be taken as no anyway. Not chase me harder. Yeah, I want something real that feels good. I don't want to play a game. This isn't saw the relationship. This whole test him badly. If he is real, he will always come back as so annoying. I honestly prefer a strong no over that.